First of all, I want to take a couple seconds and thank everybody for participating in this webinar. My name is Jason Spangler. I am the product sales manager for flooring with Wagner Meters. I'm responsible for the Rapid RH product line and for our line of hand meters for testing moisture in finished wood products and wood subfloors. Had a lot of people that have gone through this webinar, a lot of good feedback on it. We're in the process right now of doing a little bit of updating on it because you can notice that there are certain portions of it that are dated. So I definitely look forward to bringing that to everybody in the very near future. As we are going to go through this Q&A session, obviously for those of you who are emailing, and I do have quite a few emails, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. There are going to be some that potentially are not conducive to answering via live over the web. So I will either respond to them via email, or if I have phone numbers, I may actually reach out to you and call you. For those of you who maybe for some reason don't think of the questions, or I don't answer the question as extensively as you would appreciate, my direct contact information is 800-634-9961, extension 235. Again, don't hesitate whether it's questions with this specific webinar or if anything in the future, please don't hesitate to give me a call. So I'll start off with the first one. It looks like a comment from Gerald. Congratulations for using the preferred term vapor retarder versus the unacceptable term vapor barrier. I have to say, Gerald, we definitely strive to make sure we keep things. I don't think it's the preferred term as much as it is the correct term that we should be using. The other one that kind of gets me at times is when people use curing and drying of concrete to mean the same thing. They use the term interchangeably, and they couldn't be any further from different. So I appreciate your acknowledgement there. We have quite a few comments and questions from one specific person, and there's quite a few of them that really are going to be ones that I'll have to reply via email. They're a little bit vague, so I'll have to get a little bit more details as far as what this person is specifically asking for. But one of the questions is, what is the logical reason for RH measurement up to 72 hours as per ASTM F2170? 72 hours has really been the starting point, if you will, for the standard. And obviously I say starting point, it's been an ASTM standard since 2002, but we really haven't moved off of the 72 hours. The initial thought process for that was we wanted to make sure that once you drilled the hole, caused a lot of heat in that hole, and then displaced the moisture away from that hole, we wanted to ensure that we gave the concrete and the moisture in the concrete the appropriate amount of time to come back to its natural state. What I can tell you is that through the years, and in my experience and many other people that are much smarter than I am out there, will tell you that today's technology and today's design of the sensors and or sleeves with these products, that almost all of the different manufacturers' relative humidity testing devices per the ASTM 2170 standard will actually equilibrate in 48 hours. Get very close to being right on at 24 hours. So 72 really is something that we don't need to have on the books anymore. And I think a lot of people would chime in and agree with that. At this point, now it's a matter of making sure that everybody on the ASTM committee is 100% comfortable with that, and then obviously doing a vote to change the standard itself. I would hope to see at the minimum that 72 hours taken back to 48 hours in the near future. At this point, though, it is an absolute at 72 hours. What I can tell you with the Rapid RH is that you can drill the hole, insert the sensor, because you have a sensor and sleeve, the only one on the market, the patented combination together, put them in the hole, and you have the ability to get a very, very, very good reading at a 1 hour time mark. Again, at 1 hour, I would never, ever, and I'll repeat that, never, ever recommend that you make an installation decision at that 1 hour mark. But what I will tell you is it's good information for you to be able to start having discussions with your clients, your customers, about potential issues. Example would be this. You drill the hole. As you drill the hole, you push a lot of the moisture away from the hole. You vacuum it out. You insert the Rapid RH into the hole. It comes back very quickly. And because it's measuring a very small pocket of air at that very specific 40% depth, you're able to see that relative humidity start to spike very quickly. And what you'll notice is that from that 0 point of when you drilled the hole to that 1 hour point of when you can read it, it'll ramp very quickly. And then from that 1 hour mark to the 72-hour mark, when you would actually take a reading for installation purposes, you'll see that line flatten out substantially. So if you put it in, as soon as you drill it, 1 hour later, you take a reading, the reading that you get is going to be about 3 to 5% on the low side of where it's going to end up. So practical terms, if you're doing a solid sheet vinyl and 80% relative humidity is the threshold that the manufacturer specifies for being able to install their product, if after an hour with the Rapid RH you get a number that's 83, 84%, it's going to do nothing but go up from that 1 hour mark to that 72-hour mark. So if 80% your target and you're already at 83% after an hour, you have very, very, very good information to be able to start those discussions about the fact that there's potentially a moisture issue here. Do we want to start talking about plan B as far as, having the amount of time to wait for the concrete to dry, or a situation where you're going to talk about the different types of mitigation products that you're going to apply to the surface of the concrete to act as a retarder of that moisture. So again, it's all about just trying to give you better information quicker so that you can start planning your additional steps sooner than you would with most of the other products on the market. The other question that we had out here revolved leapfrogging. It doesn't seem like it's as big of an issue anymore, but what used to happen was with other products, not the Rapid RH, but with other products that are on the market, you have the ability to drill those holes, and then what you would do is you would put a blank sleeve into each one of those holes. You would leave them for 72 hours, and then you would take a sensor and put it into that sleeve. The standard says that every time you put that sensor into that sleeve, you need to, the only way you know that it is reading the air in the sleeve is to verify that there isn't what they call any kind of drift. And the drift maximum is 1% over a 5-minute time period. So if you put that in there and you have to wait and consistently read it to see if it's going up or going down or if there's any kind of drift in there, that can take hours at times. Well, the way it used to be, and the way some people still do it, is that they'll only have one sensor. They may have multiple holes on the floor with bare sleeves, but they only have one sensor. So every time you move the sensor from this spot to the next sleeve, you have to go through that acclimation process again and wait for it to acclimate to the environment. Again, the only way you know that it's acclimated is that there isn't more than a 1% drift in 5 minutes. Again, that can take a long time. So it becomes something where it's either time or money when it comes down to it. You're either going to spend the appropriate amount of time to make sure you're measuring accurately, or sometimes you spend more money to have more sensors. With the Rapid RH, because it is the only patented design where you have a sleeve and sensor combined, every time you drill a hole, every time you install something into the hole, a Rapid RH, you're installing a sleeve and a sensor. So the whole time it's in that hole, it's acclimating. So when you come back after 72 hours, take your reader and put it down inside there, the drift issue is done because the whole time that sensor is acclimated to that hole, and every single hole has a sensor in it. So I hope that answered or clarified the leapfrogging process. It looks like at this point, that's all the questions that I have. Again, there are some of these questions that are here that I will be responding via email, and hopefully we can have a good correspondence on that. If you have any questions, again, after we get done here, please don't hesitate to call me. Jason Spangler. Phone number is 800-634-9961, extension 235. Thanks, and have a great day.